again, just transitioning again. We again assume he gets a grip. Grab your hand. Yeah. And yeah, this is actually a really good one because this is actually starting to hurt my own wrist. So we're just going to say we just don't feel like grabbing it. He's too strong, whatever. We don't break his grip. And we're going to transition to a side control. And from here, we're going to grab the leg and transition into a 50-50 heel hook, okay? So just from here. Kind of an easy move, but good to know your transition. So, again, we're here. Let's even say, just to make things easier, he gets his leg on the inside and is able to get out of the reverse triangle, has a really strong grip. Going into a side control. And the way this works is I bring my elbow between his knees and scoop up with this leg. And I'm kind of pinching this control with the knee and my lat. I'm not actually scooping in because I need the mobility. If I scoop in a lot like this, I'm actually going to make it harder for me to do this transition. Okay, so I'm really just holding it like this. Okay, my arm is just on top of my leg, but this still gives me a lot of control because try to move your leg a bit. So I actually have really good control of this leg like this. Okay, so from here, I post into a knee on stomach, and then I basically just fall. As I fall, I let the knee come in front of my chest, let my elbow go up to his heel, and then bring my knee in all at the same time. You can see here the foot starts coming up, and that's where I get my 50-50. Okay? And from here, I can actually either roll him over, or I can just stay here and go up with my hands and hit him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already really tight.
Yeah. He says it exactly. This is already a pretty tight grip like this. Okay? So, showing it one more time to demo. And since we're an odd number, that's perfect. Everyone can work with me. We'll just rotate. So, one more time. He gets his grip. Transitioning to the side control. Scooping on the leg. Knee and stomach. And plop. Okay. So, kind of clear what I want. Again, everyone will be working with me, so I get to correct all of you and say, God, that's horrible, what are you doing? Just one thing, that was a question he came up with first, in terms of when I've got him here. Basically the question was, what's keeping him from just trying to turn into the turtle when I go into the side control? First thing to remember is if you've got this grip, even if you're not getting the submission, you've got the control. Try to go into the turtle. So once you're here, even if you can't get the lock, you should not be in a hurry. So take your time, make him go where you want him to go. So from here, there's all sorts of things. I generally like to keep this part, the hand in the elbow, as long as possible, just because it gives me the control. Even if I have one hand, again, try to come out. So even just one-handed, that still gives me a lot of control. If I want more control, I can put it on my shoulder. Again, try to move. Okay, and then I have a free hand. I can just grab his legs. Now we're going into the side control. If I get this leg, you're not going to. Go ahead and try it.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah.
That was the.
Yeah.
Give it for that. Yeah, but it's a different situation. Like you're not hitting your.
I will soon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just.
Yeah, I can always try to go back.
Yeah, but I mean, mean,
It's just a back and forth.
yeah, it's just a back and forth. I mean,
Yeah.
those are things you have to deal with. But the thing is a lot of it is also if you're constantly trying to turn into the turtle. If I have you like this, it's actually not a good idea for you.
Yeah, you're taking my back.
Well, I'm taking your back, or just look at where my arms are and where your arms and legs are.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just talking about the injury to the leg lock. If you're trying to turn into the turtle from here,
Yeah.
you're actually giving me a lot of leg locks now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit more fighty, of course. The minute things start going live, things change. But it's just if I'm the guy on the bottom, my first priority is to be safe. And the side control sucks, but I can. The thing is you can still limit his options in the side control. So, and if I'm in transition. That's actually worse for me because it's a lot of times those transition moments that your opponent can grab something and get a lock going. I'm sure everyone's had the situation where you're in the middle of passing, we're passing, and then this happens. Yeah, and it's because we're in that transition situation. The side control, not to say it's a good position to be, but it's predictable. If I have you in the side control, you know I'm not going for guillotine. I'm not going for a rear naked choke. My options are generally I have something on the arms I can do, and maybe something on the legs. But like choking doesn't really work out all that well. I might get like a paper cutter choke and everything, but those are pretty easy to defend against. So you can predict what my attacks are going to be better if you're here than if we're in this kind of a moving situation now. I can get all sorts of stuff. Start going into my reverse triangles now. So just a little note to keep in mind. Not to say you want to be in the side control, but you want to be in situations where you can predict what he can do to you. So I like to try and keep those transition moments to a minimum and put them in moments in the fight where I know I can dictate how everything is going to go. So just going to the turtle because, hey, I'm not in the side control, that's not necessarily a good idea. Okay? So, now, next transition. So, we were here, and let's say he is able, I'm coming into my transition. Yeah, exactly. He's able to grab my arm, and he breaks my grip, okay? So, what we can do from here is essentially, I give him that arm, I go ahead and say, take it, and I just transition to the other side. Okay? So, it's a pretty easy one, but it works. It really does catch people by surprise. So, we're here. I've got my grip, and he pulls, sheds the grip, switch it over to the other side, and now I have the added benefit that I've got my feet and my heels in between us, so that if he tries to go for my hands now, yeah, exactly. I can keep him further away. So, a lot of people, turn around so I can show the configuration of doing with my feet. It is a bit of a different, the standard grip with your legs in this kind of a position is to have this kind of a figure four with, this is the important part here, with my feet. This is not bad because this keeps him from being able to heel hook me. The problem is now try to come to my hands. Yeah, exactly. I don't have as much control over his upper body, so for this one I'm doing a variation. Instead of locking the figure four, I'm bringing my foot here. This still gives me, if he tries to heel hook me, go ahead. No, this foot. I can still use that foot to shed the heel hook. So I'm still protected with the heel hook, but now I can use this extra foot to push him away. If he tries to go for my hands, Yeah, yeah. It gives me more control over his upper body. I have a better way to lock his body. Yeah.
And you put your outside foot on
Yeah.
the elbow.
Yeah, I put it here on the ankle,
Okay.
which you could put it here. The problem with that is you have a longer distance to the foot. If he goes for a heel hook now, yeah,
And on his upper body? Yeah.
kind of here.
Okay.
I mean, I'm on the upper body by the fact that this foot is on his upper body, and since I put this foot on that foot's now on the upper body indirectly. And I like to keep it near to the foot because, again, if he tries to rip my heel, I can just shed it. If I put it here, again, this is the situation if he grabs. This is extra motion that I don't like. Because the thing is, it's like if I have it here as well, take a grip. You don't have that good a grip right now, do you? Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah, exactly. So this kind of blocks his grip a little bit, not a lot. It keeps him from getting this nice, snug heel hook grip, and it protects my foot more. If I put it here, now I can still come over and strip it, but it's just extra work. And again, why put myself in a dangerous position? Okay? So I think that one's a pretty simple transition, but again, it works. I do this a lot too. So it's just, he blocks the one foot lock, you go to the next foot lock.